Thailand has the black short with the gold trim. Round number 1 underway, and we have a classic southpaw against an orthodox. Ador Torres comes out firing. He's a very methodical fighter. Every shot he throws is with great intentions. He doesn't throw a lot, but he gets the shot through. Ador Singmanasak gym, representing a legendary gym here in Thailand, likes to go to the body. They like to keep the pressure on. And there we see Ador Torres landing that sniper-like left hand down the middle, and it lands clean on Ador very early on. We are scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. Ador Torres holding the center of the ring, bobbing left and right, lands that big right hook upstairs. Ador being very calm. Look at Ador. He holds his hips low. He holds his hands high. He's got a very old school boxing style, almost like a 1950s, 60s boxer, where they hold a very low but tight guard, and then they explode once they're in the middle. Ador Torres, like I said, doesn't throw punches and bunches until he knows exactly he's in the correct range. And there we see it right there. He's very methodical. He's very well timed. He takes his time, and he makes sure when he's throwing a shot, it's going to land clean. And there we see already Ador Torres throwing some mimicking punches. He's throwing shots that he doesn't want to land clean just yet. He's finding his range. He's making sure that when the punch is thrown correctly, it's going to land clean. Very nicely done by Ador Torres. And there it is. That shovel punch to the body and upstairs once again. As we see Ador go to the body very early on. And like I said, very common of the Singmanasak gym to go down to the body. Try and take that gas tank away from their opponent. Ador Torres starting to march forward and goes downstairs with a beautiful left hand as well, as both fighters get involved in the clinch. And then we see him flick a shot upstairs and downstairs. Ador Torres feinting his shots, but actually throws the shot and nearly connects with it as a way of feinting and finding his range, almost like a snake when it flicks out its tongue to try and find out where its prey is. That's exactly what Ador Torres is doing. He's finding exactly where his opponent is, and he goes alive with that nice combination. Relentlessly goes forward like a machine gun and lands a nice 3-punch combination. Ador Torres definitely winning this round so far. 10 seconds to go of round number 1. Ador Torres just stays alert in the final moments of round number 1, and that is the bell. Takes on Thailand. Ador Torres in the red. Ador Singmanasak gym in the black and gold. And both fighters already in the center of the ring. Ador Torres starting to flick that jab out early and lands a nice left hand downstairs. These shots are not landing powerfully for Ador, but they are landing enough for the judges, and they are aware of him finding his range as well. Think about a bat. When a bat is trying to find prey, what they do is they send out supersonic signals and they try and get something to bounce back, and once it bounces back, they know where their opponent is or where their prey is, and that's exactly how Ador fights. He kind of puts out these little feelers and tries to find out where his opponent is before he attacks. It's very beautifully done by Ador. A very nice fight IQ indeed, and he looks in great shape as well. Ador needs to be more active. Ador Torres is too slick with his footwork and has heavy hands. Ador needs to take the fight to Ador. At the moment, they're just both holding the center of the ring. I'd like to see Ador also flick out that jab just a little bit more. Give Ador something to worry about in the meantime. Ador Torres just holds center of the ring with a high guard, trying to get a read on his opponent. Ador needs to start doing something, and he throws a right hand upstairs but misses, and he goes again upstairs with a right uppercut. Both fighters once again in the center of the ring. Ador Torres with a nice jab upstairs and downstairs. Both fighters just missing big shots upstairs. A nice right hand downstairs by Ador Torres and a shovel punch upstairs as well. Looks like it almost wobbles Jatsadar just ever so slightly. Ador Torres flicking that jab out now, finding his range. Looks like he's going to set up that big left hand upstairs. And he slips underneath the jab of Jatsadar. Ador Torres lands a nice body combination, slapping that shot to the body, echoing around the ring. A left hand upstairs as well. And he goes downstairs once again, taking away that gas tank. Ironically, that's what Singmanasak gym fighters do. They take your gas tank away. But it looks like Ador Torres is not allowing Jatsadar to get any rhythm going in this fight. Some nice head movement as well as he tries to find the target. But look, let's be realistic. Jatsadar is not an easy target to hit so far. He's got a very high guard. He sits down low on his hips, and he doesn't allow you to get clean shots off. Ador Torres has got to be very careful, and he's got to be very well timed to find that target. A very nice round, a very entertaining chess match so far. End of round number 2. The Philippines taking on Thailand. Let's see some action replays here. Ador Torres with that jumping uppercut with a left hand to follow. And we see it once again. And we see Jatsadar goes to the body, but not enough to keep Ador Torres off him. So when you've got a fighter like Jatsadar who holds a very tight guard, you should hit the arms, hit the elbows, hit the shoulders, break the defense of Jatsadar rather than waiting for an opening. Create your opening with feints or attack the shoulders. Eventually you'll break down their guard to create your openings. Ador round number 3. Philippines takes on Thailand's Ador Torres in the red shorts. Jatsadar in the black and gold. Ador Torres lands a big stiff left uppercut to start the action early. And it's a great shot to land early on and set the pace of the fight and the round. Jatsadar needs to be very careful because he almost walks in square on, so he's very much open to that left uppercut of Ador Torres. Jatsadar just not doing enough to keep Ador off him, but also Ador's not able to find the openings just yet. A big exchange on the inside of both these fighters, and Jatsadar puts his arm over Ador Torres, usually a sign of frustration. A stiff jab by Ador. I would like to see him start doubling that jab up and going downstairs with a left-handed. He's now flicking that jab out, and we see him charge in with the left hand. Ador just needs to get busier. Jatsadar is not giving him anything to worry about anymore. Flicking that jab out once again, finding his range. I'd like to see Ador flick that jab and then turn it into a right hook. And there we see it as it happens, a left uppercut upstairs as well. Ador Torres starting to put the pieces together. He's starting to work out Jatsadar's timing and the stiff upper guard as well. Jatsadar, I just don't think has an answer for the awkwardness of Ador Torres. He throws from awkward angles and he doesn't telegraph his shots too often. The referee breaks him up once again. Not long to go of round number 3, halfway through this fight already. Philippines takes on the Thailand, and a big left uppercut lands clean on the chin of Jatsadar. Ador Torres keeps flicking that jab, and it looks like he's trying to set up, and there it is once again. He flicks that jab and turns it into a right hook. And a big right hand downstairs by Jatsadar. Jatsadar needs to come alive in these moments. Ador Torres is definitely more accurate and more dangerous on the medium and long range. Jatsadar would be effective inside, and that's where Jatsadar just needs to come alive and give it everything he's got. Jatsadar claiming about a low blow, but the reality is Jatsadar walked into it. I don't think it was a shot done on purpose by Ador Torres. I think Jatsadar is looking for a little bit of time here. 10 seconds to go. And they say, let's carry on, and that is the end. We'll probably see an action replay in just a moment, whether or not that shot did land below the border. So we see some of those uppercuts being landed by Ador Torres. And you can see Jatsadar, when he's on the inside, has a lot of success, but he's not pushing the pace enough. Jatsadar's only chance to win this fight is just sitting on the chest of Ador Torres, staying there. And there's that big shot to the body. But Ador Torres definitely winning this fight. Jatsadar needs to round number 4, scheduled for 6 rounds. Ador Torres from the Philippines in the red. Jatsadar Singmanasak Gym in the black and gold from Thailand. A very fast start by both fighters. Ador Torres in immaculate shape. He's got muscles on muscles as he marches forward and delivers some beautifully powerful shots. Some stiff left hands and right hands are falling. A big right uppercut upstairs by Ador Torres. And Jatsadar Singmanasak is finally putting some combinations together on the inside. But this is round number 4. Is it enough? Ador Torres starts dancing around, bouncing on the balls of his feet, staying in that medium range as he was talking about. And he's doing a very good job of it, bouncing up and down, landing uppercuts on the inside. And when he's on the inside, Ador Torres holds a very high guard. Beautiful work by Ador Torres. Jatsadar definitely has the tools to beat his opponent, but he's not doing it. He needs to get in close. He needs to set up a double jab and sit on the chest of Ador Torres. But I think Jatsadar is just starting to give up. Ador Torres should now push the pace here. He's got Jatsadar hurt. Jatsadar is starting to play possum just ever so slightly. Ador Torres, very wise to it, does not take the bait. The referee asking to keep their heads up and keep the punches high. Ador Torres should double that jab up and throw that left hand downstairs as we see the shovel uppercut landed by Ador Torres. Ador Torres just constantly pushing that jab out, not allowing Jatsadar to get any rhythm going in this fight. A big left hand down the middle again. Both fighters holding central ring. Ador Torres constantly flicks that jab. Even when the jab isn't landing, it's allowing Jatsadar to keep thinking, but also not allowing him to get any shots off his own. If a jab is constantly in your face, it's hard to do anything. Ador Torres now in the center and holding a close quarters fight with Jatsadar. And like we said, Jatsadar is going to be more effective in a close quarters battle, but Ador Torres says no dice and goes downstairs with a big left hook as well. And a nice stiff right hand lands by Jatsadar, but we need to see more of that if he wants to try and win this fight. A jumping left uppercut by Ador Torres, and that is 10 seconds to go for round number 4. Big stiff left uppercuts landed by Ador Torres, and he goes downstairs, and that is the bell. Referee has to pry these opponents apart. We see blood on the face of Jatsadar and a little bit of frustration as well. Let's see some action replays. And there we see some big shots being landed by Ador Torres. So Ador Torres almost beating Jatsadar at his own game, which is close quarters fighting. I feel like Jatsadar has just kind of taken the back foot in this fight for no good reason. Jatsadar is the bell for round number 5. The Philippines takes on Thailand. Ador Torres in the red. Jatsadar Singmanasak Gym in the black and gold. Both fighters in the center of the ring as Ador Torres flicks a double jab followed up by a left hand and a hook as well downstairs. And he starts putting combinations together. Ador Torres with some stiff lefts and rights to the midsection of Jatsadar, but Jatsadar is still standing after taking a big shot to the chest and chin. Ador Torres must be a little bit feisty that his best shots did not rock his opponent. Has Jatsadar found a new burst of energy in this fight? It's round number 5, but I think he is down on every scorecard and every round. I have given it to Ador Torres. And a jumping left hand down the middle. Beautifully timed by Ador Torres. Ador Torres starting to push forward. Doubling that jab with a right hand as well as he slips into the southpaw stance and the orthodox. Ador Torres now going for the switching hit style. A left hand upstairs. Jatsadar needs to go back to his high guard and just march forward to Ador Torres. Ador Torres is just like a sniper with that left hand. As soon as the chin is expert of Jatsadar, he flicks it out and it lands clean. But all credit to Jatsadar. He's not going down to any of these shots with a big left hand downstairs to the ribcage. And it looks like Jatsadar is ever so slightly hurt by those shots. Ador Torres is starting to smell blood and he's starting to push the pace. But remember, Jatsadar is more dangerous on the inside. A beautiful combination. Goes downstairs, follows up with an uppercut upstairs. And a lush shot right on the belt line. But look, we've got to look. Jatsadar's shots are pulled up very high. It looks like a low blow when it's not. It was on the belt line. And we see Ador Torres taking no time off. Jatsadar goes down low. And a telltale sign of someone who doesn't like being hit to the body is when their shots are pulled up as high as that. Ador Torres flicks that left hand down the middle and a left hand downstairs as well to the ribcage. And the head movement of the man from the Philippines is absolute beautiful and a great display of boxing by both of these fighters. But I think Ador Torres is just outmatching Jatsadar so far. Jatsadar has not given up yet, but he's taken a lot of punishment in this round, especially as he clinches on in the final moments of round number 5. And it looks like we're going to a 6th round now. Jatsadar holding Ador Torres in a headlock at the end of that round, a sign of desperation and frustration. Let's see some action replays here. And this is that moment where Jatsadar took a big right hand and a left by Ador Torres. Ador Torres has definitely found his timing and his range as he slips shots and lands those uppercuts upstairs as well. And there was that shot that looked very low as we see the action replay, but it skimmed the belt line of Jatsadar Singmanasak Gym. So after you see an action replay, that punch did look quite low, but definitely on the belt line. We're going into a 6th round. I've got Ador Torres up every round so far. Can Jatsadar pull off an upset? Can he do something? We know that Jatsadar likes to throw big haymakers, and we know Ador Torres has been dropped before. We know he sometimes walks into big haymakers. So Ador Torres just needs to box smart and dance his way to victory. 6th and final round. Philippines takes on Thailand. Ador Torres in the red, Jatsadar in the black and gold. A big right hand upstairs by Jatsadar. Ador Torres throws a left hand downstairs and marches towards his opponent. Ador now goes downstairs with a nicely timed left hand. But like we said, Ador Torres has walked onto big shots late in fights before. I've seen him go down and get rocked late into a fight, so he needs to be very careful. Jatsadar has heavy hands when he wants them to be. But Jatsadar almost wincing right now, and it looks like the body shots are definitely hurting as he goes downstairs with a right hand to the body. Ador Torres switches into an orthodox and goes downstairs. Very nicely done. Switch hitting like Marvin Hagler in this welterweight fight. the final round, the final moments of round number 6 as he goes downstairs once again. Ador should just be giving it everything he's got now. Just go downstairs and fire off all cylinders. We know Jatsadar does not like those body shots. Ador Torres should just try and finish the show here. 6th and final round. The man from the Philippines, Mr. Ador Torres. Always in exciting fights. Is he going to go the distance with Jatsadar Singmanasak Gym? Marching towards his opponent now. Final moments of this round. He goes downstairs once again. Jatsadar has not once given up though. He's still standing. He hasn't gone down to any of these big shots landed by Ador Torres. So the chin of Jatsadar cannot be questioned. Ador Torres just starting to fire off, but he eats a left hand in the process. A nice left hand by Jatsadar in the final moments. And like I said, Ador Torres always walks onto these big shots late on in fights. Ador starting to put these combinations together once again in the 6th and final round. A right hand downstairs as both fighters get involved in the clinch. Jatsadar looking like he's trying to hold on just ever so slightly. 10 seconds to go of 6th and final round. Ador Torres, like a machine gun, fires that combination forward and a left hand downstairs as the referee jumps in the middle. Ador Torres from the Philippines